Three, two, one.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. All right. 3, 2, Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. We are the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter, and look who's back. Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
What up? Hey, everybody.
Back
I'm
in
good.
the house.
Yeah, feels good. How you doing?
Dude, I'm great. It's great to hear from you. And I'm here with Scott. Scott, how are you, friend?
I am pretty. I feel so pretty right now.
Oh, God.
I hope you boys feel pretty too.
So pretty.
Well, I'm going to have some ugly things to say about this
Don't
movie.
hurt
But,
your mouth.
oh, God, let's not go Deliverance with it. But so before we jump in, we just want to go and throw out that we're going to have a review up from Infinity War. We'll have that up this weekend. And Colin and Scott are actually coming into town to see it. It's going to be a great...
In person.
So
This is going to be a live event. So
yes, sir.
Maybe we should Facebook stream this or something. Like
Yeah.
all the cool kids do.
We'll just Facebook stream like the movie. We'll just
Yeah.
that can't be illegal, right?
No, of course
You can
not.
watch the movie and then get our immediate take on it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm pretty sure that's fine.
Yeah,
It is.
Galaxy Theaters would throw us out immediately or anything, whatever.
That checks out for sure.
But yeah, this weekend's going to be an absolute blast. And I think we'll review the first Captain America, because that's the only one we haven't reviewed. So, and we got Super Troopers too. So we've got some stuff coming up this weekend. But before we get into all that fun stuff this weekend, we have to talk about. Was this the only new release? Oh no, it was Super Troopers 2. Pardon me. But this new movie came out called I Feel Pretty, which we never did a trailer review for it, but we all were not excited.
This one kind of jumped up on me. I feel like I didn't see a lot of previews for this, period.
Yeah, I
Did you
agree. I
guys?
didn't see any advertisements for it at all. I don't think.
So I saw a preview when I went to go see 50 Shades Freed, and I remember just thinking,
that
this
makes
isn't...
sense.
Yeah, right, exactly. So before we get into actual review, can we talk about the movie trailers that we saw
my
before
God.
the...
Yes.
So, okay, yeah, so
Jeez.
we need to talk about this. So
Oh my gosh.
let me go down the line. Book club, I think is what it is.
Yeah, book club. Yep.
Is that
Yeah.
where all the old ladies read 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that looks like a hit.
I think there's wine
real
in
hoot.
every trailer that they show. There's definitely a lot of wine in general.
Yeah, so... And
Girls
that
love
has
wine.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Scott.
Chicks love wine. I mean, I love wine too, so that kind of drew me in a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's just like clinking glasses of wine, living the life, you know?
Yeah, so I will say it's got Coach in it, Craig T. Nelson, aka Mr. Incredible. Yeah, Incredibles 2. It's got him. It's got who else? Diane Keaton, who I feel like hasn't aged in about 25, like since Father of the Bride. So kudos to her. She looks exactly the same, which is kind of odd. And then it's got someone who I still think is gorgeous. And she's got to be in her 60s, I think. Mary Steenburgen? Is that the last name? The mom from Step Brothers, as most people probably know her.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
She doesn't age either.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
I mean, they're all like attractive older women, I would say. Like they're all. I mean, cards on the table, boys. That's as far as I was taking that.
And Candice Bergen. Why the fuck can I remember Candice? Like the most, and Jane Fonda, of course. So, and can we talk about the fact Nash Bridges is in this, and Andy Garcia, fresh off his presidential role in Geostorm. And I think what made me laugh the hardest is Alicia Silverstone, fresh off of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. She's in this shit too. This this is not a movie made for us. Can we just say that?
Yeah,
Like, it's
100%.
unwatchable. Unwatchable.
100%.
You know what's sad though? Out of the 3 trailers they showed, it's the one I'd rather see the most.
Oh, you only saw 3? My theater showed
yeah, I had
like
4.
5 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They were all like that.
Okay, so there's Book Club, Mamma Mia, here we go.
Yeah. I feel like they play that in every theater I go and see. Like, even if it's like an action movie, I'm like, at least this one was appropriate that they played it, but oh man. Yeah. I can't see that trailer one more time. I'm gonna walk out and just be like, I'll come back in 3 minutes. I can't listen to all the ABBA songs one more time.
So, I gotta say, out of the 3 of us, I know Colin will hate that one the most. Like, there's no way humanly possible that me or Scott could hate that movie more than Colin will.
It's gonna
Well,
be
the
hard
thing
to get
I'll hate
through,
about it
for
the most
sure.
is that like all the songs are gonna get stuck in my head, even though it's just gonna like make me think of the movie, and that'll just piss me off the worst.
The only thing that gives me a little hope is that Colin Firth is in it, so maybe it's like a third Kingsman movie and we don't know about it. He just kills them all. Like, that would be...
That would be fantastic. Just like they all die in just blood and guts at the end. Just like a sleeper cell essentially, and then they sing the wrong song and he turns into this like Russian spy and just murders everybody.
Yeah, he turns in that puppet.
They need to
song. He
reshoot.
does-
I think they need to reshoot. They need to go a
happen.
different way with this.
Yeah,
okay.
Mamma Mia turns into a Saw movie. It's like Jigsaw 2.
You want to play a game, everybody? Let's do it.
Yeah. Which ABBA song is this? I don't know. I'll kill you. But
I
so
would
what
definitely
other
lose.
yeah, right. What other trailers did you guys see? Because I'm totally blanking. I know I saw a couple.
There was
that-
there was one for the boat out at sea adrift.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was probably the one that I probably could have got into the most because it was sort of about something else, not just their romance, which it was going to be completely centered around. But like it's about this couple that gets trapped out at sea, and I mean they're in love, duh. So
Duh.
like that, and the tone of the movie is such like the tone of the trailer, I should say, is like not even like scary. They're in the middle of the ocean. It's like, oh, how do they help each other? Like he's the kid is the guy is wounded and he can't do anything, and
Dumb white people.
she got it.
That's all I
Yes,
can-
seriously. What are you doing all the way out there?
Dude, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I know you have to live, but I was sitting there like, dumb white people. It's the same feeling I have with this new Jurassic Park movie. Like, how many times do you guys have to fuck up dinosaurs until you realize, hey, they probably don't like being fucked with? Oh, let's go out adrift where there's fucking no one or no way to track us. Like, just dumb. Dumb. But, sorry. Colin, your thoughts on that movie?
Adrift.
Yeah.
Did you end up seeing
Yeah.
that show?
Yeah, they played it. Yeah, I hate those type of movies. I'm not gonna see. I wouldn't see that one. Cause like I agree with you. I'm just like the whole premise is like I'm just like mad because I'm like I would never go. Like, how do you get caught in a hurricane? Like, how dumb fucking do you have to be to get caught in a hurricane?
They went from
they don't come out of nowhere.
They tried to travel all the way to California from like I don't even know where they were. Some island they ended up getting.
Didn't they
all
say
the way
like
up to Hawaii.
4,000 miles?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, that's like,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it's like a canoe.
hurricanes
It's like a
only
large
happen
canoe.
like 5 months of the year. Like, go one of the other months. What are you doing?
Freak accident based on a true story.
Oh,
What was the one that was like live your life, happiness, love, freedom, something. Oh, the chick was gonna have a baby, and she,
Oh yeah,
And
Charlize Theron, right?
yes.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
No, not that one. It was the one where she was
That was the first
pregnant
one,
and
right.
she was like looking back in time, and like you get to see the story. Or is that Mamma Mia? Is that what I'm describing?
No,
That's totally
damn
Mamma
it.
Mia. I'm just describing Mamma Mia right now. Where
There
she
was
has a
one with
baby.
Charlize Theron for sure.
There is, no, for sure.
totally,
There is.
totally.
There is. Yeah, totally. They get like a babysitter.
So can I actually say, like, to play devil's advocate here, I love the young adult with her and Patton Oswalt. I think that's one. The movie with her and Patton Oswalt I really enjoy. I think that's young adult. Charlize Theron has proven to be a hell of an actress, you know, in pretty much everything she's in. So I'm willing to give it a shot. The thing that worries me is Diablo Cody. And the reason I say it worries is because everyone goes, oh, she did Juno, come on. but she also did Jennifer's Body, which was not very good. So I'm a little worried about it. I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna go see it because I'm just curious about it. But yeah, it could go.
I feel like like another one of those middle-aged what's the one about turning, what is it? I'm something 40. I'm totally blanking on it. Just like a coming of old age kind of tale. Like, oh, I fucked up and had kids, and looks like I'm having to regret all these decisions that I made. Seems kind of depressing, honestly. But to the crowd that it was catering to, it's going to be a uplifting movie.
Dude, I think will be. Yeah, Colin, kind of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just when I sat down, that was the first one, and that one was like the least, how do I want to put this, estrogen filled romp of all fair. Of them. It was like, oh, okay, this is clearly centered towards chicks. Chicks probably 40, just having a rough go. And I could get behind that. If the acting's good and the story's interesting, that could be good. But then it went from that one to Derp Club. Let's all read.
We're sexy, but we're hot still.
Yeah, the old ladies reading 50 Shades of Grey, and I was just like, oh my god, that looks awful. And then it played Mamma Mia, which I've seen so many times, and then I was just like, oh god, what did I get myself into? What movie are we seeing right now? I feel pretty, and it was just, I was like, this movie is 1,000,000% not going to be for me. So I was the trailers. I think the long and short of it is just that it just got me ready for what I had strapped myself into, which I was not looking forward to.
I feel like you can kind of judge where a movie is going to be based off the trailers. The level of trailer, or how much effort they put into it, or who they're catering towards. It's super clear sometimes. It was just, especially in this.
Yeah. Certain action movies, if you go see John Wick, it's every trailer is probably going to be a crazy action movie.
Right.
And it's catering to a predominantly male, looking for intense action audience, where you'll have other movies that are you'll get a little mix of each trailer, and you're like, okay, well, this is probably going to be something for everybody. At least they're going to try and do that. And this one, I'm just like, yep, this movie's not going to be for
me. I can confidently say,
yeah, this movie was not made for a 31-year-old dude.
Colin, just to throw a little more shade on the fact that Tully could be bad. You know what else Diablo Cody wrote? One of your least favorite movies probably ever. You remember Ricky and the Flash?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So she may only have one in her, boys and girls. So hopefully it's good. But anyways, so I'm just gonna. I might even get. So before, as we get into the review here. So, you guys remember that classic film, that kids movie, Rookie of the Year? Anybody remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Rookie of the Year is about young Henry Rowan-Gardner, who's played by Thomas Ian Nicholas, who slips on a ball playing baseball, falls on his arm, and the tendons get tight, healing his broken arm, and he has a huge fastball. But then he falls back on his arm again. And then I'm going somewhere with this. Through sheer grit, leads the Chicago Cubs to a pennant. Right? That's Rookie of the Year. I Feel Pretty is basically Rookie of the Year, except if you sub in the arm for confidence and the lesson at the end for some bullshit. That's pretty much what this movie is. In short, I hated it. Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like that. I didn't immediately think of Rookie of the Year. I like that.
Thank you. I was going somewhere with it.
Yeah, I thought of a million different movies, Change Up, or obviously they even reference Big in the movie. But I mean, there's so many of these movies where it's either a body swap, or they wake up and they get to see how life is on the other side of the tracks, or the grass is always greener. So yeah, I mean, like you knew exactly where this movie was going. So yeah, like right when it gets I mean, they're setting it up as any one of these movies that you've ever seen does, where they're just like, man, her life is just so hard, like she just can't catch a break, and yeah, and then it just some bullshit happens where she hits her head and she thinks like she's so fucking pretty now. So yeah, that's just that's how it kind of started off. I mean, Scott,
it's like the whole movie. No,
yeah, what were you thinking as the plot was unfolding at the start?
Yeah, I was not. I like you. I had a general idea of where it was going to be going. I was interested to see how she was going to go about it, like how the plot was going to unfold, like. How she would forget and what would be the event to cause that. And just like slamming her head into the side of a cycling chair or whatever was that switch apparently. But yeah, I mean, as it unfolded, it became clear what was going to happen, and like the main what they were driving at is just kind of her going through her jokes the rest of the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I would be a fan of this movie, and I went into it going, okay, this is probably gonna suck. But as long as it doesn't just piss me off, you know what I mean? I would rather watch Snatch before I ever watch this one again. I just left the theater fucking furious. I couldn't believe that this movie existed. And one thing I will say, at least, I was maybe we'll talk about it here, but my theater maybe had 20 people in it, maybe, and I think I heard the audience laugh 4 times, maybe.
Oh, we had wildly different theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, wildly different. Like,
well, talk to me.
My theater was packed, and like I didn't get a good scan of the room, but let's just say I was probably the only guy.
That's always fun.
They were laughing the entire time. I didn't. The entire theater was cracking up, and I shit you not, at the end when the credits rolled, they clapped. Like the entire theater applauded, which like rarely happens these days unless it's like a big movie with a giant fan base, and it's just like had, it was in general people liked it. But I was looking around, I was like, we're clapping? What happened? What movie did you guys see? So I was very confused. I'll put it that way.
I had probably mine was definitely not full, but it was probably 50% or so, and they were laughing through probably 80% at least.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No standing ovation though.
If they would have standed, I would have started yelling.
Just like throwing flowers onto the stage.
Yeah, God, that's just, okay. If people were clapping, I'm not gonna. If I was with you, Colin, I would have probably yelled what's wrong with all of you, because that would have pissed me off. So let's go through this movie. So Amy Schumer, she didn't write this one. I think we have to put that caveat out there. This was written by Mark Silverstein. Hopefully, he's not related to Shell. And then who's the other writer on this?
Abby Cohn.
Thank you. So you know what other classic movies that they've written? Another of Colin's favorites, How to Be Single. You remember that one?
Yep.
Valentine's Day. The Vow with my nigga C. Tates and Rachel McAdams. And the classic, He's Just Not That Into You.
Yeah, and Never Been Kissed.
Oh yeah, the Drew Barrymore movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all they write is like rom-coms for girls.
Yeah, right. She's just definitely in her lane for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to admit though, I at least felt some charm with Never Been Kissed. I felt nothing but just contempt for this movie. Amy Adams. Oh God, this was Amy Adams. Amy Schumer. Pardon me. Amy Adams. Be like, shut up. But Amy Schumer plays Renee, and so what did she do again? She's like not the tech department. She's
She's
like
online stuff, apparently.
Yeah, like
she comes up with numbers.
There you go. And she works with this other dude who's weird, and they're basically in like it almost looks like a sweatshop. Like they pretty much have him in like the boiler room of some building, which can we just say from jump didn't make any fucking sense? Did anyone else kind of go why, or was that just me?
Wait, something in this movie didn't make sense? No way.
I know. I realize I'm stating the obvious, but so yeah, Colin or someone picked this plot up. I'm sorry, I'm just bored even thinking about this.
Yeah. So like I was kind of saying before, she's just like so she works in like underneath like a Chinese restaurant or some bullshit, and like even though she works for a company that has like a giant skyscraper on like Fifth Avenue in New York, Manhattan. And so they like hide her away because like she's too fat to work there, and like for real, like when she goes for the like reception,
it's a cosmetics place.
Yeah, so she like, and her dream is just to like, they work for cosmetics, so like her dream is to just like work as a receptionist, just so she can be, with all the beautiful people.
Shooting for the stars.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like real admirations just to be the receptionist.
Yep.
But that's her like what she wants, but she would never have the confidence to go in. She has like horrible self-image problems, and then So I think like from there she just ends up in a Soul Cycle class, and that's when she bangs her head. And then she's got these two friends that are like supposed to be not attractive. And like they're all just like, oh, we're never gonna get a boy.
They're just all devices. Like, well, this person is the not attractive friend, and this is the other not attractive friend, and then they're gonna lose their trust. But in the end, she's gonna find out that she is really confident all along, and then they're gonna be friends again.
Right. So it's like. Yeah, and then once she finds out that, or once her brain is tricked, so that when she looks in the mirror, she sees like a supermodel.
Yeah, when she concusses herself, right? Basically.
Yeah, then she's just like, she's too good for her friends, and like she immediately gets a boyfriend, but then like the even hotter guy like wants to bang her because she's just so damn confident. So,
a lot of life lessons.
All these very plausible situations, like, keep happening. Just keeps you riveted.
So I gotta say, speaking of the whole, this movie is trope city, and I think that's what just really irritated me about it, is that this movie. Man, you want to talk about just how this movie hates women? It really hates women. It's like, hey, if you're not thin like these other women, then you ain't shit. And that basically says that message over and over and over again until the last 10 minutes where it goes, oh no, but it's okay because you've been beautiful on the inside the whole time. It's like, oh, fuck off, really? That's a message. I thought it was so telling. When they go to Renee's, like during the opening credits, you see Renee's house or her apartment, and one of the first things they show is an issue of Cosmo, because this is Cosmo the movie. It's like you want to feel better about yourself, get a new job. Here are 10 steps. Hey, you want to get a man? Be the aggressor. Here's 5 ways to do it. It's like it's that shit over and over again. And can we talk about the fact that she basically stalks this dude into being her boyfriend? Like the guy's like I can't remember his name. It doesn't say it on Rotten Tomatoes, but the guy who plays Maury Scoville, they're standing in line getting their dry cleaning, and he tells them, "Oh yeah, this place takes forever, but." They call it random bingo numbers. It's like bingo, but no one wins. I went, well, that's sure, okay, whatever. And he goes, oh, what's your number? And she goes, oh, this is how it starts. This is how you get my number. And he's kind of like, no, bitch, I just was asking, like, what number you have. And she's like, you're so cute. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Because if a dude did that, the girl would have busted out with the pepper spray within like 45 seconds. I'm like, really? Is that just me? Like, please tell me if I'm being stupid, but...
Yeah.
What'd you think, Scott?
Yeah. So I didn't really necessarily like. I felt like the message was pretty clear, just about like confidence and stuff, and how like that will change your attitude. I thought the guy was one of the better parts of the movie, Ethan, just because he was just like completely enamored with like what was going on. I feel like he gave good reactions to what was going on, and like just like completely in shock that this person was acting like this. But yeah, I mean, it was extremely predictable. Like, I don't know. I was not. I think I expected to hate this more, and I thought I was gonna be angry at it. I didn't leave the theater angry, but this was like so predictable, and there were so many cringeworthy moments. I feel like,
dude,
that it was just like all right, next. That like it was just like hard to watch at points.
But honestly, the way that she stalked him, like just humor that didn't bug you, because I was sitting there
because that was just showing her being confident, being like, "Hey, I'm like." That was the whole point, is her being weird, like her, like she's like kind of a. That's one of the parts that if I had to say I enjoyed about the movie, it was when she switched into like ultra confident, because it was like making fun of herself, like, you know. So like in that moment when she calls the guy, it's like, I'm gonna take the reins here, and like the guy's like, what the fuck, this girl is strange, this is completely unnecessary, even though she's super fat. But yeah, I don't know.
Colin, your thoughts, man?
Yeah, that scene didn't piss me off like it did you. I thought it was like super cheesy, and like they set it up earlier, because she like meets one of the like really attractive girls that was at Soul Cycle with her, like when she's in a supermarket or something, and some guy just like randomly comes up, tries to get her number. So they at least like set it up like that, so that when he goes like, "What's your number?" Mm-hmm. Like she was thinking like, "Oh, this is what happened to when the attractive." So I was like, they at least set it up, but it was still just like, I thought it was really stupid. I didn't think she was like stalking him, but I did think it was stupid that he wasn't just like, "No, I'm not going to put my actual phone number in your phone."
Right. I thought it was funny if he would like put somebody else's in.
Yeah, like I feel like normally he would have just been like, "This lady's crazy. I'm not going to put my actual phone number in your phone." So at that point it was on him. I was like, all right, that was odd that you chose to actually put your number in.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, whatever.
I just, oh god. And so speaking of that scene, the girl that she interacts with is Emily. I'm not even gonna try her last name, but she's the girl from the Blurred Lines video. There you go.
She's like an Instagram model or something.
Yeah, exactly. She was in the classic Entourage movie too. Oh yeah, she was in We Are Your Friends, that hilariously terrible Zac Efron movie about DJing. Remember that shit?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
You probably blocked it. Yeah, you probably blocked it out of your mind.
Oh, she was in Gone Girl.
Yeah, that was a little. Yeah, that's right. She was in Gone Girl, but so she's in this, and yeah, as you mentioned, Colin, the guy goes, "Oh, hey, like, can I get your number?" And she's like, "No, I'm good." And then Renee is like, "Oh, like the dish soap's over here." And it's like, "Oh, don't worry, sir, I got it." I'm like, "Oh, we live in Bizarro World where you can just say whatever the fuck you want. There's no consequences." Renee goes into a store at one point. She goes, "Oh yeah," the lady goes, "Oh yeah, we might have your size online," and then just walks away. And I was sitting there like, "Oh, so that like apparently there's no manager within earshot," and she just gets away with
people
that.
People are like very rude in this movie, like over the top, like assholes that like no one would ever act like.
It reminded me of a Tyler Perry movie. To be totally honest,
they definitely paint a world that like is 100% not real life, like
right, and like completely surface.
Yeah, like at the like makeup company, it's nothing but like runway models all work there. Like no, they're still be business people that are running a big multi-million-dollar company. Like, it's not just going to be like people that are super fashionable and like beautiful. And then like everybody on the street is just super mean to Amy Schumer, which I cannot imagine is actually true. Like,
you know what? After this,
Get out of my way, fatty.
yeah, like you're a man, you must work here. Like, it's like this is just all like a pretty huge stretch.
Yeah, and it's done to garner sympathy. And the thing is, when you realize that when she hits her head and gains all confidence, she's an ugly person. She's a genuinely ugly person on the inside. And the way she treats everyone when she gains her confidence, and then when she inevitably flips back and it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, you know, she learned her lesson. I was sitting there thinking, I don't think she learned shit, to be totally honest.
Yeah,
And
I was curious what the switchback was supposed to, like, show. Because I feel like, okay, she was super confident, and that was super, like, really good for her. And then she wasn't. And then, so because of being confident, she turned into, like, this bitch to her friends and was not genuine anymore. So what's the moral then? Like, don't be confident because you're going to turn into a bitch. Like, that's, like, is that what we're supposed to draw from this? And then, like, they're really trying to point your moral compass, and I feel like they just completely missed.
But before I throw it back to Colin, I have to get this out. So there's a scene where she breaks up with, what was the guy's name? Emmett, I think it said?
Ethan?
Ethan, yeah.
Ethan, thank you.
Yeah, because they called him Wheat Thin.
Oh, that's okay. Which is one of the few laughs I actually got in the movie. I maybe laughed. So I think I laughed. The first laugh I had was about 45 minutes in, where she's talking to the handsome brother of the girl who's like running the place, because of course she has a brother, and she goes, "Oh, I got this water specifically for you because I didn't think, you know, Brazilian models would fit in the mini fridge," or something to that effect. And that actually gave me a chuckle. I was like, "Oh, okay, that was kind of funny." But that was my first laugh the whole movie. Nothing else had made me laugh. But she gives Ethan that whole speech of, "I can't do this anymore. It's not you, it's me. I don't love myself." I'm like, oh, fuck off. Really? This is what you're going with? And he's like, no, it's like, I think I deserve better than that. You're right. You deserve better than me. It's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That just made me want to throw something at the screen. Okay, Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, but like, so we're getting into like when she switches back. And so before she switches back, she is like about to make out with like this super hot dude.
Oh yeah, he is.
Which like makes total sense. But then
like,
she
I
like,
feel you, girl. Like, it
but
could happen to anybody.
Yeah, so she's like gonna make out with them, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I'm a bad person because I have this guy, and now I want to bang this guy." And then she bangs her head on the shower. She stops thinking that she's like super attractive. And then, like you said, she breaks up with the Ethan dude. And then, like, I don't know what happens, but like it seems like, I don't know what the timeline is. Like, it seems like she hasn't been at work for forever. She's like a drunk and depressed. And her friends hate her. Like, her friends won't hang out with her anymore. They like make her leave when she comes over to the door. And then, like, out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the spokesperson for the the makeup." And I was like, "How'd that happen?" And then there's like a big show, and she's just there. And then the guy from the beginning, who was like working in the little space underneath the Chinese restaurant, is like, he's like MacGyvering all this to happen for her. And I was like, wait, when did this all get planned out?
And her friends are there.
Yeah, her friends. I was like, why are the friends there? Like, they just
show up.
Why? why are the friends there? The friends hate her right now.
They do.
I was watching this scene. I was like, wait, she's coming out. Why is no one stopping her? Like, she's not.
Dude, okay, thank you. I was sitting there watching. I'm like, where is security? Like,
yeah, I was like, she hasn't worked for this company. She just like fell off the face of the planet as far as this company knows. Like, they're just gonna let her all of a sudden come in and become the spokesperson, and then she gives like a big inspirational speech. And the setup to all of that, I was just like, this is Bizarro Land. Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, all of the like A to B to C doesn't exist. They're just like, here's the end. Fuck you. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess we needed to wrap it up. It's better than like 10 extra minutes. Oh, it's hilarious. What did you think about all that, Scott?
Well, yeah, like it nearly took them 2 hours to go through this movie, and you can't spend like 20 minutes, 15 minutes just to like go a little montage, like show what happens from probably in one of the most important parts of this movie, where she like falls off the wagon and everybody hates her and she loses her job immediately. Like, she comes back and they're like, oh yeah, she just like doesn't work there anymore. And yeah, I felt like they had to rush that whole part just to get to her speech that they really wanted everybody to hear. That was another cringeworthy moment, was like just her being on stage and like, oh, that's me? But that's me. I'm the same person.
That was,
and just, like,
dude, that was the worst. I mean, that was the worst.
There's two giant pictures of her on the screen. One
God,
before,
damn.
one after.
So stupid.
And she's like pointing out to people like, look, I can be hot and I can be fat. But you can still be beautiful. And then she like comes to this realization. Like,
and like, who picked the pictures? Did she just put the other guy in charge? She's like, just take a picture of me from then and a picture of me before. Too. And she was just like, I'm not going to go over that until they're on screen. Then I'll look at them.
It's just like feeding it to you on a spoon. Like, see, she's figuring it out. She's almost, she found it. And like the lady, what is her name? Avery LeClaire, whose strange characteristic is that she speaks very high, which is supposed to be a thing. And while Amy Schumer is out there, she just like stands and watches this train wreck of whatever happens. And it takes like 5 minutes, and everyone in the audience, like this packed house, everyone's just standing there, just watching her silent. It's like, oh, this isn't uncomfortable for anyone.
Dude, okay, so her whole speech at the end, like, we have all the confidence in the world in our little girls, and then the world takes it away, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, okay, so apparently, you know, it's such a bad message, because it really does feel like the movie goes, if you don't have a man, you ain't shit, and it really hammers that home over and over again, and then, of course, you know, the guy forgives her at the very end, with, like, really no prompting at all, just like, you know, I think I can love myself. I think I'm okay. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's enough for you to go, yeah, sure, well, cool. It's like, oh, all right. And the first time they have sex, like, she pulls a How I Met Your Mother. She just naked mans it. She's like, oh, didn't see you there. I'm like, oh, my fucking God. This is writing. This totally works, apparently. And he's like, oh, yeah, baby. Like, down. It's like...
I'm curious about your guys' thoughts on Amy Schumer, because I feel like I don't really take her seriously. Like, I feel like she never takes herself seriously. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when she's in those scenes where she's naked and, like, she's just being weird and, like, I can't really tell if she's, like, making fun of herself or she's actually trying to act. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Because at that point, she thinks that she's like a model, so she thinks she has like this perfect body. So she's actually trying to be sexy. She's not like trying to be funny like she normally is. Right. Like you're saying. So yeah, it was like a funny situation. But I thought a lot of the humor was coming from the dude Ethan at that point. That's why like a lot of the laughs I got from him, because I thought he was really good at reacting to how like when she was acting like, you know, a completely like someone that wouldn't look like her, obviously.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, those were the only times that I got laughs in this movie, and I did, to my surprise, get some laughs throughout parts of this movie. But yeah, I think he, especially even like in that scene, he's just like just surprised the whole time, and just like kind of like shocked that like this chick is like kind of wild and just doesn't really care.
Yeah, I do I got a laugh when she was like, I thought I'd give you a sneak peek, and he's just like, I don't know if you know what sneak peek means.
Right.
Like I was like, I thought he had good like delivery and timing. I thought he was like pretty funny. Like they worked like in the situations that they were in. I was like, this is at least like there's some like good shtick here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I just never thought that her character. I could never get behind her character phrasing. I could just never think that she was. I just couldn't get into her journey, and it felt like a real bullshit hero's journey. And the whole what was it, the bikini contest, that shit, really uncomfortable. Like not even funny for me. I was sitting there like, this is really awkward, and I don't like this. The only laugh I got from that scene was just like immediately after when Dave Attell, who's like the guy hosting it, the bikini contest, like asks Ethan about Renee, and he goes like, "Oh yeah, I really like her." And he goes like, "Ah, hey, all right, man, I didn't ask for your podcast." That made me laugh really hard. I went, "Okay, that was actually good shit." But overall, as we kind of get to our final thoughts, yeah, I would have rather watched Snatched than watch this, because at least it had the guy from Law and Order as that fake ass Indiana Jones. Like that at least gave me some laughs. I think I laughed 3 times in this. Once when with that Brazilian model joke, once at Dave Attell, and then at a couple things that that Ethan that actor delivered. So I maybe got 2 laughs and then maybe about 7 chuckles. It just wasn't good for me. So I'm gonna give this an F, just because I did laugh a couple times, so it escapes to go fuck yourself. But it's definitely an F for me. Scott, kind of your final thoughts and your grade, sir.
Yeah, I think that I didn't quite take her as seriously, or I actually I thought the stripping scene was one of the better parts of the movie, if there was such a thing. Just because I think I liked her character the best when she was just pretending to be super hot and like she didn't care and like was completely oblivious to everybody else around her. But just the plot and the ending was just so hard to handle, and there was just cringeworthy moments throughout. I feel like Ethan played a decent role. I think they had pretty good chemistry. I'd agree with Colin, but I feel like they tried to force feed the audience too much throughout it to make me enjoy it really at all. But I didn't leave angry, and it was better than I was expecting going in. So I'm giving this a. I kind of hate to do this. I really do.
Scott!
I really hate it, but I'm gonna give this a C-.
Oh, I hate you right now! God damn it! First Blade Runner than this shit. Oh, you're the worst. Sorry. C. Oh,
what do you think,
Colin,
Colin?
go ahead.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna split the gap on you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just like I do in my dreams. I was shocked. You said this a couple times now, Hunter. I was shocked to hear you say you thought this was worse than Snatch, because when I left the theater, I was like, well, at least it wasn't as terrible as Snatch. That was like my first thought. Because I hated Snatch.
You hate Snatch.
I mean, Snatch was like an all-time go fuck yourself in my book. like, and I still like I saw it on HBO the other day, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch at least one scene. I watched it, and it was like 5 minutes, and I was just so angry. So when I was going into the theater, I was just like, well, it's probably going to be Amy Schumer's normal gig of just being like super raunchy to get laughs. And I was like pleasantly surprised that she didn't go that route. Like there was only like a couple jokes that were like even remotely raunchy, but they're nothing nearly like Snatched. So that was a pleasant surprise. The thing that like saved this from being like an F or a go fuck yourself in my book was just I kind of liked Amy Schumer and that Royal Scovel dude on screen together. Like I thought they were at least like entertaining, and I agree with you, Scott. Like once she thinks, at least the first half of like once she thinks, you know, she's like super hot all of a sudden. I just thought there was like some good gags that played out, and I was
what is happening right now?
That I just didn't think it was that bad. It never made me angry. So any case, besides that, I feel like I just had to like preface like why I'm not giving it just like a total go fuck yourself. The movie is horribly dumb, like the dumbest plot ever. It's just like any of those movies you'd expect it to be, where someone's just like magically, you know, changing into someone else's body or thinking they're someone else. And just at the end, like, I mean, the ending is just the worst. Just the worst. She like barely learns a lesson. I don't even know what lesson she learned, like we talked about. And I mean, it's just like super dumb. But in any case, yeah, I'm going to give this a D for dumb.
Nice.
All right, at least you gave it a D. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say if you're enjoying Scott the C- class, I'm gonna be very upset.
No, that's what I meant by split the gap of yours.
All right, that's fair.
Get the D right in there.
That's
All right,
about a gap splitting this weekend. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, you're totally right. Wasn't Amy Schumer supposed to be in the Barbie movie at some point?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Or yeah, she was supposed to be. Oh yeah, she was originally supposed to be in the Barbie live action movie they're doing, and I'm grateful she dropped out because I could not handle that. Just Barbie movie, but yeah, I think this is dumb. People just like I will say oh man, this just really angered me, but. Anyways, so all right, at least I got a D out of you, Colin.
You always get a D out of Colin.
Yeah, definitely will never watch this again.
Yeah, shocking, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be on my worst stuff. Like I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, Acrimony and this are on the list so far. So 2 movies for about halfway through the year. So yeah, but this actually only finished at number 3. 16 mil.
Yeah, it was like a decent, it was like not the worst opening weekend.
Yeah,
basically.
Well, what's great though is that the budget on it was apparently 32, so this will get buried by Infinity War along with everything else this upcoming weekend, and that makes me very happy. So.
And I think Super Troopers 2 beat it.
I think so. Yeah, I think I Feel Pretty might have been number 4.
Yeah, I think I saw Super Troopers 2 made like. I don't know. I forget. But
no. It was so I Feel Pretty was number 3 with 16 mil.
Okay.
Super Troopers 4, but only by like 2 million.
But that one was like that movie was made from like a crowdfunding, which is hilarious. So that movie seems like it's definitely going to make money.
Well, it's funny. Super Troopers was number 4, but it is only behind it by 1.3 million, 14.7.
Yeah, a lot of people out to the theaters this weekend.
Yeah, so I think there will be a couple people out for the theaters this weekend because we will have our review up this weekend for Infinity War. Full spoilers for Infinity War. I will say that on the podcast too because after. By the way,
I'm be just too excited to not say spoilers.
Yeah, no. I'll say spoilers because I would hate for anyone to have the movie ruined for them when they wouldn't want it to. So I will definitely make sure to say spoilers. Speaking of that, as of tomorrow evening, I'm going dark on the internet. I'm staying off Twitter, Facebook, everything. I'm taking no chances with someone being an asshole and spoiling something for me. So, but we will have that up for you guys this weekend. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. You can follow us here on SoundCloud, Podbean, iTunes, and Google Music at The Real Pineapple. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you're the first to hear our new shit. And then don't forget to give us 5 stars. You can follow Colin on Twitter at
The Real Neil.
You can follow Scott on Twitter at
Newman the First. And I just want to add that I've been thinking about this, and I want to get it in one of our recordings. Honorable mention for my top 10 of 2017. I totally forgot to put it on Power Rangers. I just wanted to put that on there.
That's fair.
I just want to put that out into the universe. I saw a Power Rangers billboard or like an ad, and I was like, oh right, that was like probably the surprise of 2017. So, anyways, yes, go Hunter.
No. Honestly, I actually bought that Black Friday, and I watched it a couple months ago. I still really and genuinely love that movie. I was very happy
I would
with
wonder
that.
if I would feel the same if I saw it again. So I'm just gonna leave that one viewing, and like just in case I see it again, I'm like, oh man, no, I must have been smoking the dank herb.
See, I thought the same thing, but when I bought it and rewatched it, I still felt really good about it. So, just saying. But and you can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. Guys, this weekend we'll have reviews up for Super Troopers Dose, and then Avengers Infinity War. Oh my god, so excited! And some other, I'm sure something else random like Rampage or something that we'll that we'll go see. But guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
Meow.